In a single week, in late April and early May of 2026, the artificial intelligence industry fractured. Behind closed doors, in federal courtrooms, and across international borders, three unprecedented events collided, revealing something far more dangerous. The race for artificial general intelligence has stopped being a technological endeavor. It is now a brutal, multi-front war. Front one is ideological. The trial of the century between Elon Musk and Sam Altman has ripped the mask off the industry's ethical posturing. Front two is financial. Google has moved a staggering $40 billion across the board in a desperate hedge to dominate the future. And front three is geopolitical. The black market price for a single AI server in China has quietly crossed the $1 million mark. Today, we go deep into the events of this historic week. We look past the PR spin and examine the court documents, the shadow supply chains, and the underlying code. Because if you want to know who will control the future of human intelligence, you have to look at what they do when they think no one is watching. According to a May 1st report from MIT Technology Review, Week 1 of the monumental Musk versus Altman trial concluded with revelations that left the tech world stunned. This was no longer just a breach of contract case. It became a public autopsy of OpenAI's original mission. On the stand, Musk doubled down on his narrative. He claimed he was financially and ideologically manipulated by Sam Altman, drawn into funding a nonprofit, only for it to pivot into a closed-source, profit-driven behemoth. Coverage of the testimony noted Musk's apocalyptic warnings. His belief that unconstrained AI presents an existential threat to humanity. But the real bombshell, the one that changes everything, was a single admission about Musk's own AI company, xAI. Under cross-examination, Musk admitted that xAI distills OpenAI's models. To understand the gravity of this, you have to understand what model distillation actually is. In machine learning, distillation is a process where a smaller, cheaper student model is trained using the highly sophisticated, expensive outputs of a larger teacher model. Instead of spending billions of dollars to train xAI's Grok from scratch on raw internet data, Musk admitted they are using OpenAI's proprietary outputs to train their own system. This is the irony. Musk is suing OpenAI for abandoning open-source principles while relying on the outputs of its closed models to bootstrap his own competitor. OpenAI's defense seized on this immediately. How can Musk claim OpenAI is a threat to humanity while actively cloning its intelligence? To build xAI, while the optics were damaging for Musk, they were equally damaging for Sam Altman. The trial forced OpenAI to expose internal emails, board disputes, and the exact sequence of decisions. That led to its shift into a capped profit model. It shattered the myth of the benevolent AI lab. Week 1 proved something definitive. The era of AI idealism is dead. This is now a bare-knuckle fight for intellectual property. And while Musk and Altman battle in court, a much larger war is unfolding, quietly, through capital, while media attention stayed fixed on courtroom drama. A report on April 24th revealed something far more significant. Google is preparing to invest up to $40 billion into OpenAI's biggest rival, Anthropic. To understand how extreme this is, consider the baseline. Microsoft's partnership with OpenAI totals roughly $13 billion. Google's move is more than triple that. This is not just an investment. It is a strategic lockdown. But why? Google already has Gemini. They have DeepMind, some of the best AI researchers on Earth. So why hand $40 billion to an external company? The answer reveals three brutal realities. First, the compute bottleneck. This $40 billion is not just cash, it is infrastructure. Cloud compute credits. Google is locking Anthropic into its ecosystem, ensuring that future Claude models are built exclusively on its hardware. Second, it is a hedge against its own bureaucracy. Even after merging teams, Google has struggled to match the speed of smaller, more agile labs If Gemini fails, Google still wins. And third, it stars the competition. By flooding Anthropic with capital, Google forces rivals into a corner. The price of entry has exploded from 10 billion to 40 billion now. Only a handful of companies on Earth can even compete. But capital alone is not enough, because none of this works without hardware, silicon, everything. The lawsuits, the billions, the models, all of it depends on one thing: Nvidia's next-generation chips. And now, those chips have become the center of a global black market. In an effort to slow China's progress, the United States imposed strict export controls, cutting off access to advanced semiconductors. But demand did not disappear. It intensified. Because this is not optional. This is survival. According to multiple sources, the price for a single Nvidia B300 server in China's underground market has surged to $1 million. That number is not just shocking, it is revealing. It proves the restrictions are working. Artificial scarcity has driven prices up by orders of magnitude, but it also proves something more dangerous. The system is leaking. Shell companies, operating in unregulated regions, are buying hardware, dismantling it, and smuggling the silicon across borders at $1 million per server. Building a frontier AI system would cost tens of billions in hardware alone, slowing progress, but not stopping it. Because buyers are still paying 500, even 1,000% markups. That tells you everything. Governments no longer see AI as software. They see it as a strategic weapon. Like enriched uranium, Nvidia's GPUs are the weapons-grade material of the 21st century. Now connect the dots. 1 week, in 2026, Musk and Altman in federal court, exposing the illusion of OpenAI, Google, deploying $40 billion to control the infrastructure layer, and in the shadows, nations and brokers paying $1 million per server just to stay in the race. This is the moment. Before consolidation, before AGI arrives, the players are locked in, the capital is deployed, the black markets are active. This is no longer theoretical. The AI war is real, and it is already underway. Thank you for watching.